Saturated fats have been a hot topic in the nutrition world for decades, often painted as dietary villains linked to heart disease and high cholesterol. But is the story so black and white? Recent studies and trends, like the resurgence of butter and coconut oil in health-conscious diets, have stirred debates about their actual effects on the body. Imagine committing to a diet with significantly higher saturated fats for 3 months. Would it boost your energy and mental clarity, or send your cholesterol soaring? With conflicting headlines and research findings, it's easy to be confused about their role in health. This article explores what could happen if you ate more saturated fats for 3 months. We'll break down the science, potential benefits, and risks, and outline what a real-world experiment might look like. By the end, you'll better understand how saturated fats fit into your diet and your health. What are saturated fats? Saturated fats are a type of dietary fat distinguished by their chemical structure. All the carbon atoms are saturated with hydrogen, making these fats stable and solid at room temperature. They're found in a variety of foods, both natural and processed, with common sources including butter, cheese, red meat, lard, palm oil, and coconut oil. Unlike unsaturated fats, which are liquid at room temperature and found in foods like olive oil and avocados, saturated fats have a reputation for being less heart-friendly. Trans fats, another category, are artificially created and considered the most harmful to health. Saturated fats play several roles in the body. They're a concentrated source of energy, contribute to cell membrane integrity, and are involved in hormone production. They also assist in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Despite their physiological importance, saturated fats have long been associated with increased LDL cholesterol levels, leading to their link to cardiovascular disease. However, recent research has challenged the universality of this claim, suggesting that the relationship might be more nuanced. Understanding what saturated fats are and their role in the body is crucial before diving into how increasing their intake could impact your health. Possible benefits of increasing saturated fats. While saturated fats often come with a warning label, they also have potential benefits when consumed in the right context. Increasing your intake could have surprising effects on energy levels, hormone production, and even brain health. One potential benefit is improved energy and satiety. Saturated fats are calorie-dense and provide a steady, long-lasting energy source. They can keep you fuller for longer, reducing the temptation to snack frequently. This is one reason high-fat diets like keto emphasize saturated fats. Saturated fats also play a critical role in hormone production. Cholesterol, which is influenced by dietary saturated fats, is a building block for hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. Some studies suggest that a moderate increase in saturated fat intake could support optimal hormone levels, particularly in individuals with deficiencies. There's also emerging research linking certain saturated fats, like those found in coconut oil, to potential brain health benefits. Medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, in coconut oil are quickly metabolized into ketones, which may serve as an alternative fuel for the brain. This has led to theories about their role in cognitive function, though more robust research is needed. While these potential benefits are intriguing, they don't come without risks, which we'll explore next. Potential risks and negative effects. While increasing saturated fats in your diet might offer some benefits, it also comes with significant potential risks. Understanding these is essential before making any drastic dietary changes. The most well-known concern is the impact on cholesterol levels. Saturated fats are known to increase LDL cholesterol, often called bad cholesterol, which can contribute to plaque buildup in arteries, potentially raising the risk of heart disease and stroke. However, they can also increase HDL cholesterol, good cholesterol, which helps clear LDL from the bloodstream. This dual effect complicates the narrative, as the overall impact depends on individual genetic factors and lifestyle. Another concern is inflammation, a precursor to many chronic diseases. Some studies suggest that excessive intake of saturated fats could elevate inflammatory markers in the body, especially when paired with high-carb diets or processed foods. Chronic inflammation is linked to conditions like arthritis, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Overconsumption of saturated fats can also lead to weight gain. Since they are calorie-dense, even small increases can significantly affect caloric intake, especially without adjustments elsewhere. Increased weight, in turn, exacerbates risks for metabolic disorders and joint issues. Lastly, the type of saturated fat and its source matter. Whole food sources like grass-fed butter or coconut oil may have different effects compared to processed foods laden with saturated fats. Highly processed items often combine saturated fats with sugars and refined carbs, creating a perfect storm for poor metabolic health. These risks highlight the importance of considering the broader context of your diet and health status before increasing saturated fat intake. But what might actually happen in a 3-month experiment? The 3-month experiment. Hypothetical outcomes. What could happen if you significantly increased your intake of saturated fats for 3 months? The outcomes would likely vary based on factors like your genetics, overall diet, physical activity, and baseline health. However, certain changes are predictable based on existing research. One of the first noticeable effects might be on your cholesterol levels. You could see an increase in LDL cholesterol, but HDL might also rise, particularly if the fats come from whole food sources like coconut oil or grass-fed meat. The LDL to HDL ratio, a key marker for cardiovascular risk, would be critical to monitor. Weight changes are another likely outcome. If you're consuming more saturated fats without adjusting total caloric intake, you may experience weight gain. On the other hand, if these fats increase satiety and reduce overall snacking or sugar intake, weight stabilization or even loss could occur. Some people report enhanced mental clarity and energy on higher fat diets, possibly linked to ketones produced from medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs. However, these effects are more common in individuals following a low-carb, high-fat regimen rather than simply adding saturated fats to a standard diet. Finally, inflammation and blood pressure levels could change, either positively or negatively, depending on the balance of nutrients in your diet. Regular monitoring would be crucial during such an experiment. Balancing saturated fats. Moderation is key. While saturated fats have a role in a healthy diet, balance is critical. Completely avoiding them isn't necessary, but overconsumption can lead to significant health risks. The key is to incorporate them in moderation while focusing on nutrient-dense whole food sources. For example, enjoy butter or coconut oil in cooking, but pair these with plenty of vegetables, lean proteins, and unsaturated fats from sources like olive oil, nuts, and fatty fish. These complementary foods can help counterbalance potential risks, such as inflammation or cholesterol imbalance. Fiber-rich foods, such as whole grains and leafy greens, are especially helpful. Fiber binds to cholesterol in the digestive system, assisting in its removal and mitigating the impact of increased saturated fat intake. Ultimately, the quality of your overall diet matters more than any single nutrient. By prioritizing variety and moderation, you can enjoy the benefits of saturated fats without overloading your system.